Welcome everybody to an OSS duel. Right now we are going to do our best to see if this man has what it takes to ascend. So he is going to ascend to Obelisk. That's right, Mr. Nephew is taking his Raw test to see if he can go from Raw to Obelisk. Right now he's going to be having Darkwarrior as his moderator. Darkwarrior77 is a admin, and he does a lot of moderating for exams. Now for right now, we'll just see what we got. Dark Warrior starts the duel off, summoning a Slushy and sending him to the graveyard. And Nephew will retaliate by putting 2 cards face down, activating Trap Hole, and summoning White Magician Hat, a 1000 attack point monster with, when he conducts damage, he can discard 1 card from his opponent's hand. But a compulsory evacuation device will now be used to prevent that. Dark Warrior summons Mother Grizzly, and he direct attacks. What will Mr. Nephew do? He's going to take the attack. He's going to resummon White Magician Hat. He's going to equip United We Stand on it. The White Magician Hat has now 1800 attack points. He's going to attack Mother Grizzly. And he's going to activate Robin Goblin. That's a dangerous combination. With White Magician Hat, he can discard a card, and Robin Goblin will force another card. But it looks like Dark Warrior's doing pretty good too. Through Mother Grizzly's effect, he's able to put out Swamp Frog, and now Treeborn Frog onto the field. Swamp Frog has the ability to send 1 water monster, 1 level 2 or lower aqua type water monster from his deck to his graveyard. Treeborn Frog can be just the card he needs. Dark Warrior special summons Treeborn Frog in a standby phase. And we'll see what happens. Regeki happens on White Magician Hat, and Unite with Stanley also go to the grave. 1000 points have been done. It's now Mr. Nephew's turn. He has 5600 life points, and Dark Warrior has 2000 more. He sets 1 card face down. And will he do anything else? Nope, he ends his turn there. He's going to attack again with Swap Frog. He's going to lose another 100. Nephew draws. 2 cards in his hand, 4 on the field. What will he do? He summons X-Saber, Airbellium, and the Silvori Calcos. He attacks Swap Frog. Mirror Force is activated. That's going to be sent to the graveyard. Dark Warrior draws. Summons another Swap Frog, and he's going to send another monster to the grave. What will he bring? He's going to send Treeborn Frog. Now Swap Frog will now attack for 2. Well, 2 Swap Frogs, 2 attacks. Nephew draws. With 4 cards face down and the seal. I'm surprised he doesn't have anything. He uses Smashing Ground to take out a frog, and this might be the end of the duel. Let's see what Dark Warrior has to say about that. Dark Warrior's going to bring out Treeborn Frog. He's going to put that in defense mode. And now he's going to tribute both of them for Suiju. Nephew, oh, nice. Nephew uses Bombless Trap Hole, banishes that, and now Warrior's open for an attack. Breaker, now with 1 spell counter, and the power with the seal, he has 2400 attack points. He direct attacks, and he's going to send Sacred Sword of 7 stars from his hand to his grave. Now we're cooking with gas. But Dark Warrior is able to bring out another Treeborn Frog from his graveyard, and no matter how many times it gets destroyed, it can always come back for defense. It's like the more improved version of Sinister Serpent. Nephew draws Grand Mole. He's going to attack. It's going to go to the grave. Breaker attacks. And Robin Goblin. Personally, I think Treeborn Frog is a lot more dangerous. It's a lot more dangerous in his in the graveyard than on his hand. Let's see what will happen now. Grand Mole has 1,400 attack points. He's more than capable of destroying it. Let's see what happens. Oh, he tributes Grand Mole for a monster called Dark Red Enchanter. When it's normal summon, put 2 spell counters on it. And it gains 300 for each attack. And, wow, after a very interesting duel, Nephew seems to have taken the first game. Congratulations to Nephew. Now the players will side. It looks like Nephew's deck, or at least his first deck, is focused more on getting the cards, discarding. Having your opponents discard their cards so they won't be able to use them. And Darkwarrior's attack, it feels very much like a water deck. But we didn't really get to see a lot of it. Hopefully we will see more in Game 2. Now the question is, will Mr. Nephew be able to figure out the strategy that Darkwarrior is using? Nephew will start the next game. And he puts 1 card face down. A spell and trap card, obviously. And that will end his turn. He's not going to do anything else. Darkwarrior will draw. If no monsters, there's a very good opportunity for Nephew to bring out a good card. But Darkwarrior brings out Galaxy Cyclone. But it's going to be flipped up in favor for Jar of Greed. Warrior also uses Paw Duality. He's going to bring a Legendary Ocean from his field to his hand. He summons Corvus, Codaris, and he's going to direct attack for 1,400. Will Nephew have a card that can take him out? Or hopefully, will we be able to take out a menacing card known as Legendary Ocean? Nephew brings out Don Zilong and Acts of Despair. 2,400 attack points are taken out. And now Zilong's effect. He can discard 1 card from his opponent's hand, or he can send 2 cards from his opponent's deck to his graveyard. Chose to choose the first one, and Leviathan Dragon is now in the grave. Regeki happens, and Don Zilong is no more. Acts of Despair is now in the grave too, but now Breaker's going to come back. He's going to strike 1,900. If Nephew's lucky, he'll be able to end the game fairly soon. Darkwarrior's now thinking about what to do. He has 4 cards in his hand. One of them is a Legendary Ocean, which is a very powerful field spell. It's strange that he doesn't have it on the field with him. Could it be to keep a Treeborn Frog in hand? We may never know. But Darkwarrior's thinking. He has to find a good way to come back and win. Because if he doesn't, Nephew will win the first match, and he will go into his second match. Warrior puts 1 card face down, 1 monster face down, and Nephew brings out a second Breaker. Now they both have 1,900 attack points, and a United We Stand comes out at the bat. Breaker attacks Slushy, and you see it here, a 3,500 attack point Breaker, destroying Darkwarrior. He's down to his last 200. And now, what do we have to worry about now? Darkwarrior. Oh. That Mirror Force is now out of the way. And this first duel is over. This first match is over. Woo! Congratulations to Mr. Nephew. Now they will be going into here comes round 2. The audience is really picking up. We have Steve Saul and Curry Cooker right there in the sidelines. And now we'll find out what happens next. Both of them are using different decks. But if Nephew's able to win this next match, he will become an Obelisk. He will be able to replace his raw titled glory into a nice shiny blue Baiting of Resonance. I have no idea what that means, but Darkwarrior started this duel out with one monster face down. Nephew will start the duel off. He'll set 1 card, 2 cards face down. He'll summon Breaker. Getting some similar vibes here. He's going to attack the face down, which Dark Warrior, it's Marshmelon. And Nephew loses 1,000 life points. But Nephew's not taking that. He's smashing ground, destroying that Marshmelon. Good thing he got that out of the way. Oh, but Dark Warrior's ready. Monarch Stormforth was activated. He tributes for Kalis. And there we go. He banishes Twin Twisters and a direct attack. But Mirror Force is ready, and the floor is cleared again. And now they both have 3 cards in their hand and 3 cards in the graveyard. The Nephew doesn't have any monsters. He sets 2 cards face down. That'll be the end of it. And Warrior's now thinking, how could I get through this guy? He's only ahead by 1,000 life points. 4 cards in his hand. We'll find out. The graveyard count. We have the Shadow Monarch, the Monarch Stormforth, and a Marshmelon. While the Nephew has Mirror Force, Smashing Ground, and Mirror Force. Breaker is now used by Warrior. He destroys Magic Cylinder, and he'll cause a direct attack. Oh, another Magic Cylinder. 2 Magic Cylinders on the field at the same time. Nephew is able to get Dark Warrior down to 6,400. He special summons Cyber Dragon, and he attacks Breaker for 500. Strong comeback by Nephew. Warrior draws. 4 cards in his hand. He sets 1 monster face down in defense mode. And that's it. Nephew draws. He doesn't do anything right now. Attacks Cyber Dragon. That face down's Magician of Faith. He's going to bring back a spell from the graveyard. Which, my money, it's on the Monarchs. That's right. Nephew better be ready. Because most likely, he's going to use that next turn. Nope. Monster face down again. Perhaps he's waiting for a better card that Nephew will be using. We'll find out. Cyber Dragon attacks. It's the Battle Chanted Locomotive, which lets Warrior draw a card. He draws. 6 cards in his hand. He sets 1 card face down. What could that be? And he puts another monster face down. He is not using that Monarch Stormforth yet. Maybe he's waiting for a better card. Mystical Space Typhoon takes out Bottomless Trap Hole. He sets 1 card face down. Oh! And that Cyber Dragon was able to beat Honest. 1,100 attack, 1,900 defense. That card's normally better in the hand. Dark Warrior uses Night Beam. Clever card. The card can't be deactivated at all. He special summons Heroic Challenger, only to bring out the Thunder Monarch. We're seeing a lot of Monarchs today. But he is able to break through Nephew's defenses, and all he can do is use a Regeki and set 1 card face down. Looks like he didn't want to go to the attack. But now Dark Warrior has 3 cards in his hand, sets 1 of them face down. That'll be it for right now. We'll see what happens. Magician of Faith is flipped up. Well, what card will be brought back? My money is on Regeki. It's just a very solid card. Nope, it's a Mystical Space Typhoon. It looks like he wants to end this duel quickly. Though Regeki can be brought back for another situation, there are measures you can do to prevent Regeki. But, yep, there we go. Mystical Space Typhoon's brought back, and it will be used. It'll be used to take out the card. Call of the Haunted. That probably would have been for the best. Magician is tributed for Jinzo. He's going to direct attack for 2,400. Dark Warrior is now at 3,500 life points, while Mr. Nephew is at 4,600. But what will happen now? It's Dark Warrior's turn. He draws a card. Now, it has to be a really good card. He puts 1 card face down. This might be the end of the rope. Let's see what Nephew has. And Nephew has the Breaker for the win. Or is it the win? We might not know. Dark Warrior saying good game. Breaker's going to destroy that trap anyway. No, he's not. Jinzo's going to direct attack. 2,400's lost. And Breaker is gone too. Nephew has won the first game of the second match. This is exciting now. Now we have both players decide. Dark Warrior looks like he is doing very much like a Monarch kind of deck. Drawing and just getting ready for that Monarch. Well, it looks like Mr. Nephew Actually, I'm not sure what either of them are doing. Very interesting cards. But now, let's see if the siding will be able to help each other out. If Nephew wins this, he will become an obelisk. If Dark Warrior wins the next 2 duels, Nephew will still be a Raw. Let's pray for Nephew for win. Nephew, 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 Mr. Nephew. Yes, obviously, this is not my nephew. Mr. Nephew is his father, and that's who we see right now. Nephew will start off with 1 card face down and an Alexandrite Dragon in attack mode. A 2000 attack point, 100 defense. It's a pretty solid card. 2000 attack is nothing to be worried about. But Dark Warrior brings out Night Beam. It's like Mystical Space Typhoon, except it can't be used on any turn, except your own. And also you can't negate the card, so that's a pretty powerful card in itself. The Dark Warrior ends with Monster face down and Supply Squad. Nephew's turn, Breaker's out. And he will use that spell counter to destroy Supply Squad. The battle phase will happen. Breaker will happen, and Sacred Crane was destroyed. And Dark Warrior loses 2,000 life points. Nephew is still at 8,000, Dark Warrior at 6,000. He has 4 cards in his hand, special summons, Heroic Challenger. He's going to attack Breaker, and he's going to be able to bring up another Heroic Challenger monster, which he'll choose Assault Halberd, the card that's on the field. But, because he has no face down, magic, and traps, he's going to leave himself open. Nephew brings out 8-Fighter, a card that if it continuously attacks, it gets an attack boost. 8-Fighter destroys Heroic Challenger, and Alexandrite Dragons coming in hot. 2,000. This looks like an early victory for Nephew, and we might just have our next obelisk, ladies and gentlemen. But let's not count too quickly. Smashing Ground destroys 8-Fighter. Breaker comes out, and he'll destroy the face down card. No! We see cloning happen. When a monster is normal summoned, a new monster takes its place. Well, not takes its place. But when an opponent normal or flip summons a monster that has a level, you can target that base at level and summon 1 clone token with the same type. Oh, this might be it. Alexander Dragon, this is 2000. 8-Fighter for the direct attack. He does it, ladies and gentlemen. He's an obelisk. And the crowd goes wild. Woo, 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 woo. Thank you for our spectacular time with this duel. Mr. Nephew is the newest obelisk in the old school society. And for everyone else, I'm the Music Man too. We hope you enjoy, and we'll hope you tune in with more.